Naila, why is English language important to learn?
This is because English language is an international language and is widely followed and understood by people across the world.
I want to learn this language.
To learn every language, there are some skills to develop. Follow this class to learn these skills.
Viewers of MTA, we welcome you again on our program English Language for Junior High School. Today we are going to have our lesson 6 of series 2. Class, you are welcome to the program. Today's lesson is just a continuation of what we did in lesson 5. In lesson 5, we just basically looked at the address of the sender and the date. We will realize that we have 4 kinds of addresses. Can we mention some of them? Ochad, give us one. Punctuated. We have the punctuated address. Good. Sarah?
Unpunctuated.
We have the unpunctuated. Good. And we said whether your address is punctuated or unpunctuated, it could be block or what? Slant. Right? Good. And we saw a few examples of that. So we are going to continue with the other parts of informal letter. So it's still the topic the same, outline of informal letters. So we are looking at today the salutation. We say the salutation, it should be written very close to the what? Margin, on the next line after the date. You finish writing your address at the right place. You finish writing your date. The next thing is what? Salutation. And on the next line, close to your margin. Let's see how it is written. We say, do not use dear friend in friendly what letters. That's also very important. Why? We say, if very friend is a dear one, every, sorry. So it should be every friend. So we should have E over there. Every friend or a friend. So this can be ignored. The very can go off. Then we have a friend is a dear one. Then we say using the two is repetition. A friend means what? A dear one. So a friend, if the meaning is dear one, there's no need to now say what? Dear friend. There's no need for that. That will be repetition of one word. So say each word of your salutation should begin in the uppercase. If the salutation happens to be 3 words, you have 3 words. Each word should start in the what? Uppercase. When we say uppercase, you understand me? Capital letter. As in, hi, Kofi. Hi, Kofi has 2 words. Hi, 1, Kofi. So the H should be capital. Kofi should also start with what? Capital. Take note. That's why I have boldened it for you to take note. Hello is just 1 word. So the H should be what? Capital. My friend. You are using something like that as your salutation. My friend. My start with capital M. Friend should also start with capital what? F. There are instances we've seen students write them wrongly. So you take note of that. My dear. So my capital M, dear, capital what? D. Please take note. We have not written all in capital letters. They are all not written in capital letters. So take note. Good. And you realize that after each, there is a comma. Good. We say it is followed by what? A compulsory what? Comma. Every salutation, whether in letters or not, every salutation comes with a compulsory comma. Salutation simply means you are calling the attention of the person. I say, Ochad. If I'm writing, after the mention of Ochad, there should be a compulsory comma. For example, I say, Sarah, come closer. First, I mentioned the name to call her attention. So Sarah, there should be a compulsory comma before come what? Closer. So take note. So salutation simply means you are calling the attention of the one you are speaking to. And everywhere you are writing, salutation takes a compulsory comma. So that is why it is there. Good. Any question on that? Good. So we are still on our salutation. This is my address. I'm just repeating the address for us to know how it's supposed to be arranged. Government Experimental School. When I finish, I'll ask you the kind of address it is. Post Office Box 1, OT Central Region. Then my date, 23rd May 2018. It's assumed I'm writing the letter today. Good. Let me take away the date and ask what kind of address is that? Yeah, what kind of address is this? Hafiz?
It's a block address, unpunctuated.
Good. This is block, and at the same time what? Unpunctuated. Good. Take note of how it is written. Then your date follows. As I said, the date is not part of the address, so the date must be punctuated. It's very, very important. The date must be punctuated. So at 23rd May 2018. You can ignore the RD on top there. At times it confuses students. You can ignore. That subscript there, you can ignore and write. Good. But you must punctuate your date. That is very important. And you see that after the month, comma comes. And as I said, instead of you writing your date this way, you can simply write your date like this. "23rd May 2018. You can write it like this. It is accepted. There's nothing wrong with that. They are all forms of dates that we have. Good. So that's it. Now the salutation itself now comes. We said it should come the next line close to our margin. So that's my salutation. Hello, Chris, with my compulsory what? Comma. Take note, it's closer to my margin. I don't have my margin line, but in your books or your writing materials, there are always margin lines, right? So you write it close to the margin line. Hello, Chris. That's my compulsory comma there. Hello start with capital. Chris start with capital. Do you take note? Good. Any question? So this is how we should arrange it. You see that I have not left any line in between. And I have not moved my salutation away from the margin. It is not away from the margin. Take note. It's very close to the margin. So you don't move your salutation away from the margin. Any question? Good. I must say that this format of our address is strictly by WAEC's standard. This is by WAEC standard. But in general writing, in the world of business, this is not the format we use. And I don't need to bore you with that because we are preparing you to pass your examination at WAEC. WAEC standard, this is the format. This is how you write it, that side. But whether it is WAEC standard or not WAEC standard, we have punctuated, we have unpunctuated, and we have block or what? Slanted. But the format where we push the address to the right side of our paper is WAEC standard. When we are writing in general business or company situation, we don't follow this format. Good. We say that any of the following can be used for the salutation. You can use any of the following. Hi with my exclamation mark. Have you seen the exclamation mark? Yes. Good. You can also say Rakib, just the name of your friend. You can use it. This a friend, so I'm writing to him. I can just put that at my salutation. Rakib, then comma comes. That's my salutation. You can say my friend. Take note, this one has two words. So that is why the first word is capital. The next word is also starting in capital. Good. And each, as I said, compulsory comma. Any question? Good. Then we move to the body of our essay. We are getting to the part. We say the body answers the essay question. You see the body, that is the answer to your essay. If it is an examination, what is the question about? You see all these we have mentioned are just the past. So that when someone picks, immediately your teacher picks, or anyone who is going to read picks, okay, the person has indeed written a letter. The person has indeed written a letter. But now, what did you write? What actually is in your letter? That is the body. We're also saying that it is the purpose of the essay. The body is what? The purpose of your essay. That is the reason you are writing the essay. We've done purpose, so you know how to identify the purpose. So I'm asking you to write an essay. Your analysis of the purpose, where will you use it? In your body. We say the points generated during the analysis of the essay is used in the body of what? The essay. So all the points that you have generated in the assignment I've given you. Those of you who presented yours, I ask you to analyze your purpose further. You just identify them, that was the assignment. Then I ask you to analyze them. So the analysis, if you are to write, you use that analysis in your body. We say the body is written in what? Paragraphs. It's very, very important. It's a topic that we shall also handle in this our series. Good. So the paragraphs are made up of three main categories. The body has how many paragraphs? Three main categories of paragraphs. We have the introductory paragraph, we have the body paragraph itself, then we have the concluding paragraph. So everybody, in every write-up, we have three parts of the body. We have the introductory. You have to introduce your purpose. You have to introduce what you are writing. Then the main body itself, the body paragraph itself, the main thing you are now writing, you write all of them there. Then you have to conclude what you are writing. Just as when we are to start the lesson, we introduce the lesson. And then we now develop the lesson. At the end, what do? We summarize. Good. Good. Though I don't show the summary, like previous slides, previous set of lessons we did in grammar, I summarized them on the slide, but this one I say it orally. So in the same way, when you are writing, you need to summarize whatever you have written. So we are looking at the introductory paragraphs of our informal letters. We say exchange of pleasantry is a must in what? Friendly what? Letters. When we say exchange of pleasantries, we are talking about greetings. We are talking about what? Greetings. You have to greet your friend anytime you are writing formal letters. Then the main body comes. We say this is the actual answer to the question. So the main body answers the question. That is the detailed part of your purpose. The ideas you have raised under the purpose comes under this part. And it can take as many paragraphs as the question requires you, or as many paragraphs that you want to explain to your reader to understand you. Do you get me? Good. The introductory paragraph is just one. The concluding, one paragraph. But for the body paragraph, it should be able to explain everything of your purpose. everything about your purpose. The body paragraph should explain it completely so that when your reader finishes reading it, the reader is satisfied and has no questions to ask. Any question? Do you understand me? Okay. If I'm moving fast, to prompt me. We say each paragraph should be well planned. See, if you have already analyzed your purpose, you have no problem here. But if you didn't analyze your purpose, you can't plan your essay well. So you do the planning at your analysis. When you are now writing, you see that you'll be able to write a very good essay. And we shall study paragraphs. That's also another set of lessons or series of lessons we shall have on paragraphs before we actually start to write the essays. So each paragraph should contain one main idea. So it is wrong for you to have a paragraph and the paragraph has more than one idea. No. Each paragraph should have one main what? Idea. Good. We say stick to the question or purpose of the what? The essay throughout. Your essay has a purpose, so stick to it in your paragraph. Don't deviate. At times students start the essay, then along the line they are talking about something else that has no link to the essay. So when you are writing, you take note of that. Any question? Sarah? Okay. Then we are looking at the concluding paragraphs. We say, conclude by sending regards that extend fraternal greetings to others. In informal letters, that's how we conclude. You are writing to your friend. You've greeted your friend in the opening. When you are concluding, other people closer to your friends, that is where you have the chance to greet them too. It's assumed they are also closer to you. So that's the time you have the chance to greet them. That's how you conclude. Good. We say conclude on something not actually related to the purpose of the essay. I'm just adding more points to that. Then we have the language must be what? Informal. In informal essay, you use informal language. In informal letters, you use informal language. And when we say informal language, what do we mean? Yeah, what comes from when we say informal language? Yes.
Say please, how you talk to your friends.
Okay. Okay, fine. How we talk to our friends. And these include contracted forms. These are examples of contracted forms are what people call slangs. Eh? Instead of say I am, you say what? I'm going. Instead of say I had or I would or I should, you say I'd. So this is I would be happy. So say I'd be what? Happy. You should try to use that when you are speaking to your friends. Instead of saying could not, you say couldn't. Right? This is what you are expected to use. If you fail to use, you lose the required marks. We shall also look at it in details one day. Then local expressions. Local expressions are just referring to your language, your local languages. You are speaking to a friend who understands your language, right? So you say something in your language, you write it, but you should explain what it means. If it's in an examination, or if it's a friend who cannot understand your language, who doesn't understand your language, you have to explain what it means in bracket, in the language you are writing. Then idiomatic expressions. Examples of idiomatic expressions. Yeah, give me one or two. Yeah, so chat.
Kick the bucket.
To kick the bucket, what does it mean?
Die. To die.
To die. So instead of you saying someone died or something died, you say that, or if you say someone died, you say what? The person who had kicked the bucket. That's an idiomatic expression. It is allowed in friendly letters, and you are supposed to use when you are writing. Yes, Hafiz also gave us one idiomatic expression.
I don't have some.
Eh? None in mind. Go and look for them. That's your assignment. Next time we meet, you give me 5 idiomatic expressions and their meaning. So don't forget. Sarah? Okay. So you also look for 5 and give it to me next time we meet. Then proverbs. What are proverbs? Proverbs are short-witted saying. They are wise saying. And have very deep meaning. Examples of proverbs. Yes, Josefa.
A child that says his mother will not sleep will not also sleep.
What does it mean?
So it means a child that...
Should it be the child? You have said the proverb, but you do not know the meaning. Give us another one that you know the meaning. Okay, so that's also your assignment. 5 proverbs with the meaning. Hajara, proverb?
Yeah, where to the wise is in now.
Yeah, okay, where to the wise is in now. It's commonly said. What does it mean?
If you are talking to a wise person, you don't need to say many things because the little you have said will
be okay. Good. That is it. Yes. But still, you produce 5 of them. So I'm taking 5 idiomatic expressions from 3 of you, Orchard, Hafiz, and Sarah, and 5 from Josefa and Hajara. And then when you put all of them together, you'll be having in all about 25 idiomatic expression proverbs, and that's enough for you, at least for the start. Right? So each of you here should have studied the 25 idiomatic expressions. Sorry, the 25 idiomatic expression and proverbs by our next meeting. Good. Then we say all paragraphs should be properly aligned. That one too, we shall look at it later. Now let's look at, so we finished with the last aspect is what? Subscription. We are now looking at subscription. So we are looking at subscription. Good. That's the last aspect. Any question? Take note of the language of our informal letter. It's very, very important. This part is very, very important, the language. You can lose marks in an examination setting. If you don't use the informal language, if you don't use these 4 aspects of informal language, you lose marks. Chief examiners' comment on such letters always indicate that students fail to use and you end up losing marks. If we finish discussing this, I'll show you the chief examiner's comment on essay. In fact, essay is one of the areas in secondary school and JHS level students do not do well at all. And that is the reason for the massive failure. Now let's look at our subscription. So let's assume we are not in Ghana but in Lagos because other parts of the world, African continent, are watching us. So this is a Lagos State School, PO Box 4, Lagos. We are assuming. I'm not saying there's indeed a school like that, but let's assume. So your address comes, your date comes, right? Then your salutation comes. You see how it's supposed to be? Good. Your body comes. This is the introductory body. I only brought the introductory body. Good. Hi, Christ. It's been ages since we last wrote to each other. Over there, I'm using informal language. Good. I've always wished to have this unique opportunity to write to you. It's my desire that all your activities are going on well. This is just an introductory. Trying to exchange pleasantries. I'm not saying you should go and write this. This is just an example. And then the body continues. So that line is series of paragraphs. Then you have finished writing. Please don't assume that this line are the series of detailed paragraphs on the body paragraphs. Let's assume so. But we don't have time to write everything. Then you have finished. Then your subscription comes. You just leave a line, just as I've left a line. Then you write, your friend. You are the one, right? So you are telling the one you are writing. It is who? Your friend. Your friend who? Then your name can come. Here I'm using my nickname, Nikki. It's a nickname I like. Islam condemns nicknames that are bad. So you don't use a nickname your friend doesn't like. But if a nickname that is good, titles, good. People have been given titles like Abu Bakr Siddiq and the rest. They've been given titles. Good. So at the end, we have all our past there. We have our address. What kind of address is this? Sarah, what kind of address is this?
Punctuated.
Punctuated. Block or slant?
Blocked.
Good. Then the date comes. So we finish address, 1. Our date, 2. Our salutation, 3. Our body part, starting with the introduction. We assumed all this is the body, a lot of it. And then we are now concluding. This is our subscription. So just picking this alone, seeing this, you can easily know this is a friendly letter. This is a friendly letter. Any question? Good. This brings us to the end of our discussion on outline of informal letters. Next time we shall look at formal letters, inshallah. Viewers at home, we hope you enjoyed the lesson. And if you do have any comments, we shall surely display the channel for you to put your comments and questions across. Take note of the outline of the informal letter, how the parts are written, and the aspects or the parts of the sheet that you should write these parts. Until we meet you once again, we say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.